Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I want to do a supermarket photo book comparison for you. TESCO versus Boots versus ASDA versus Aldi. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so, and make sure to check the notifications bell to never miss a new video. Just a few disclaimers as always. I paid for all of these 4 books, so this is not a sponsored video. I didn't even get a discount, so I just wanted to buy them as they are and compare the price as well. Number 2, I'm going to give points from 1 to 5 in each category, where 5 is the best and 1 is the worst. I'm going to take into consideration not just the quality of the actual category, but also the available options and how many things you can choose from. Number 3, make sure to check and base your decision not just on the final average score, but also based on the category that's most important to what you're looking for in a photo book. Since my photo book comparison videos have been really popular in the past, I decided to do another one. But this time, instead of focusing on the high-end range as in my previous videos, I'm going to compare some of the most budget and most accessible photo books from the grocery shops and supermarkets. So in this video, I managed to get photo books from TESCO, ASDA, Aldi and Boots. And of course, these are companies or supermarkets in the United Kingdom. I really wanted to do one for the United States as well for my US viewers, but unfortunately most of the supermarkets in the US don't ship their photo books to Europe or the UK, so this video is going to be most beneficial for my British viewers. I'm going to break down the categories and scores as usual based on sizes, covers, binding, paper quality, print quality, editing, ease of editing, and delivery and full price. Before I even start talking about the details of the book, I want to mention something important, that some of these supermarkets outsource their photo book production. So for example, TESCO doesn't actually print their photo books, they send all of their orders to Max Spielman, and ASDA does the same. Boots again doesn't do their own photo books. The entire website is licensed from CW, so when you go onto the Boots website, you see the exact interface as you would see on the CW website, and their photo books are printed by CW. Aldi, I think, does their own photo books, but I'm not entirely sure. I think it's probably an outsource as well, but it's not stated on the website and it's not on the photo book anywhere. So I'm going to show you the 4 books first of all before I go into the first category. So this one here is the TESCO photo book, and as you can see, obviously all of these photo books are made of pictures from Hawaii. So that's the kind of look of the book. I try to create the same layouts in all 4 books and use the same pictures in the same size, so the comparison is as fair as it can be. This is a 20 by 15, 8 by 6 inch landscape photo book. So that's TESCO. This one is ASDA, so the same photo book but a slightly different cover. And this one here is the CW one with the golden titles, or Boots, sorry. And the last one is the Aldi one. So let's start with the sizes. TESCO and ASDA offer the photo books in 7 sizes: 15 by 15 centimeters square, so roughly 6 by 6 inches, 20 by 15 centimeters landscape, 8 by 6 inches, 20 by 20 centimeters square, which is roughly around 8 by 8 inches, 27 by 20 centimeters landscape, which is around 11 by 8 inches, 20 by 27 centimeters portrait, 8 by 11 inches, 29 by 29 centimeters square, 11 by 11 inches, and 38 by 29 centimeters, 15.5 by 11 inches. Boots comes in 9 sizes. 14 by 14 centimeters, 15 by 11 centimeters, 19 by 15 centimeters, 21 by 21 centimeters, 21 by 28 centimeters, 28 by 21 centimeters, 20 by 30 centimeters, 38 by 29 centimeters, and 28 by 36 centimeters. And Aldi comes in 8 sizes: 6 by 4 inches, 8 by 6 inches, 6 by 8 inches, 8 by 8 inches, 11 by 8 inches, 8 by 11 inches, 12 by 12 inches, and 17 by 12 inches. So what we can see from these sizes is that all companies cover the range from really small pocket size all the way to extra large, almost like wall art size. So the size selection is amazing with all 4 companies. The only reason why I'm going to give Aldi less points than the other companies is because their sizes are incorrect on the website. It's almost impossible to make a photo book exactly the size that you see on the website. There's always going to be a couple of millimeters difference because the binding is different for each book. However, when I looked at my Aldi photo book, which is supposed to be 8 by 6 inches, I measured it and the pages inside are 7.2 by 5.5 inches, so almost an inch smaller. And I think that's quite a big deviation from what they advertise on the website. So for that reason, I took off 2 points. So TESCO is getting 5, Boots is getting 5, ASDA is getting 5, and Aldi is getting 3 points in the sizes category. Let's move on to binding. TESCO offers one kind of binding, and that's perfect binding, which you can see here. So that means that the book is glued at the spine and it doesn't stay fully flat. So obviously you have to keep it open. They don't offer any lay flat binding at the moment. I really like the binding that they have. It's very strong, it's very well done. There's no white lines in the middle. It starts with a nice fly leaf, and then the book starts on the left side or right side on the first page, and you've got the same on the end as well. The ASDA photo book, of course, is identical to TESCO as it was printed in the same printing shop or printing company, but ASDA, in addition to that, offers ring wire binding and also a lay flat binding. So they have 3 options, which is interesting since they use the same printer, but I assume TESCO didn't want to complicate themselves too much. So the ASDA photo book offers more options for binding, and again, it's just as good as the TESCO one, nice, strong and sturdy. Boots offers 2 binding types, perfect binding, which of course I've already shown you, and lay flat binding, which is seamless lay flat for the photographic photo books. They don't offer any ring wire binding like ASDA. So 2 binding types, again, very high quality binding, and it starts with a creamy, nice fly leaf. Again, the book starts on the right side and it finishes the same way. Aldi offers perfect binding, lay flat binding, ring wire binding, and also stapled booklets. So 4 different kind of bindings for different types of photo books. So I'm going to give 5 points for ASDA, Aldi and Boots because they offer quite a lot of binding types, lay flat and perfect binding, and the perfect bound books that I have from them are really strong and sturdy. TESCO is going to get 4 points because they do not offer any lay flat binding at the moment. Let's move on to the covers. TESCO offers 2 cover types, glossy hardcover and glossy softcover. This one is the glossy hardcover. As you can see, it's nice and shiny. You can fully personalize it, and you can have spine text as well, and you can personalize the back. And as I said, there's just a small barcode on the back, so there's no branding anywhere. ASDA, very similar to TESCO, offers the glossy hardcover, glossy softcover. They also have a ring wire binding book, so that's going to have a slightly different cover, very similar to softcover. And again, fully personalized spine text and a tiny barcode on the back. Boots offers glossy hardcover and glossy softcover. However, when I got this book, it has a matte finish. So as you can see, compared to the glossy one, it looks a lot more shineless. So I'm not sure if they have the wrong information on the website or they just made my book matte for whatever reason. I didn't choose this, I just went with the hardcover. So anyway, it came matte, and you can have the glossy softcover, and they also have leather and linen for some of the more premium books, the highest quality books, and also the biggest ones, the extra large sizes. You can have highlights on the Boots photo book, so you can have gold, silver and glossy highlights, which are really nice, not just for the text, but also stickers and other elements to make that title really stand out and to make the book nice and vibrant. On this one, again, you can personalize the front, you can personalize the spine and personalize the back. On the spine, you will see a little Seaweed logo, and there's a slightly bigger barcode on the back. Aldi offers glossy hardcover, glossy softcover, and also a linen cover for their photo books. As you can see, it's again fully personalized, but there is no spine text on this one, and there's a tiny barcode on the back. So in this category, TESCO is going to get 4 points because they don't have any luxury covers. ASDA is going to get 4 points for the same reason. Boots is going to get 5 points because they have the luxury covers and also the highlights. And Aldi is going to get 4 points because they do have a linen cover, but they don't offer any spine text. Let's go on to the paper options. TESCO uses a standard silky paper. So if you look at the paper, It has a very subtle sheen, but it's perfectly smooth and brilliant white. I like this paper, and it's also slightly thicker than the average photobook paper, so I would guess it's between 150 and 200 GSM, grams per square meter. And they also have a glossy upgrade. ASDA, similarly to TESCO, also offers two different kinds of papers, the standard silk, which they call matte, and the glossy version. In their lay flat books, they only offer the matte version, so you can't have a glossy upgrade in the lay flat books. Boots takes advantage of Seewee's amazing paper range. So they've got 3 paper types for each photobook type. The standard photobooks, the non-lay flat photobooks, come with silky, glossy and matte, and the photographic lay flat photobooks come with a matte, luster or glossy finish. So 6 different paper types. The one here is again a silky photobook paper. I have to admit that this one is slightly more glossier than the ASDA and TESCO, so I wouldn't call this silk. I would call this semi-gloss or glossy, but they call it silk on their website. Aldi offers 4 different paper types, 2 for the standard books and 2 for the lay flat as well. So they have matte and glossy for the standard photo books, and they have luster and high gloss for their lay flat photo books, what they call real photo books. Boots will get 5 points because they have 6 different paper types. They cover really anything you could need. Aldi is going to get 4 points because they have 2 photobook paper types for the real photo books and 2 for the standard. ASDA and TESCO are going to get 3 points each. Let's move on to the print quality. This is probably one of the most important ones because we want to see our pictures in nice, bright colors and nothing should be messed up. And of course, tastes can be different. What I find nice might not be nice for you, but I'm going to try to be very objective in this category. So let's start with TESCO. TESCO only offers digital printing, so their photo books are printed on HP digital indigo printers. They are press printed, and there is no silver halide or inkjet printing at the moment. The print itself is very well balanced. The colors are my favorite in the TESCO and ASDA photo books. I will show a photo here comparing the 4 different qualities next to each other so you can better see it. But basically the colors were very well balanced, nothing was oversaturated, the dynamic range was quite good as well, and the print looks nice and sharp. So that's all I have to say about TESCO. And ASDA, very similarly to TESCO, has the same print quality because it comes from the same printer. So again, very well balanced colors. As you can see, nothing's oversaturated and very nice skin tones as well. Boots in this photo book was a little bit too saturated for my liking. It just looks a bit too intense on the colors. And I know that many of you might like it because it's a very kind of Instagram look, but from a photographic point of view, it's too saturated and the colors don't look as natural as they should. So comparing it to my photos on the computer on a calibrated monitor, they look a bit too saturated. Now I do know that the Boots photo books that are printed on lay flat photographic papers have a much nicer color range than the standard ones, but comparing this book to the others, I would say TESCO did better. And the last one is Aldi. Now Aldi again prints on digital HP Indigo printers, and their real photo books are printed on silver halide printers. This book is the digital one, so similar to TESCO and Boots. And this book, on the other hand, was completely imbalanced, if I can say that. And what I mean by that is that the skin tones look extremely red and they are a bit oversaturated as well. So I'm going to try to put the 2 next to each other just for a moment. There we go. So you can see how much redder the skin is on this photo than on that one. So now you can see the picture of the 4 photo books, the same photo printed out without anything being changed. And in my opinion, TESCO and ASDA has the most natural colors, and Boots was too saturated, Aldi was too red on the skin tones. TESCO and ASDA is going to get 5 points each, Boots is going to get 4 points, and Aldi is going to get 4 points as well. Now let's talk a little bit about editing these photo books, as that's again a very important category. How much time do you have to spend making these photo books? So all of these photo books were created on the company's websites. They have online editors where you have to upload your photos and create the photo book. None of them offered a link to social accounts, so I couldn't take photos from Instagram, Facebook, or anywhere else. You have to upload the photos from your computer. Boots uses the online editor of Seewee, and I think this is by far my favorite editor. It has a very logical layout, it's very user-friendly, nothing's very confusing, and everything can be achieved within a few clicks. You can choose from lots of templates, you can drag and drop your photos, and you can change the size of the photo boxes, move them around and personalize it as you want to. You can of course embellish the layouts with stickers, backgrounds, and you can put frames, masks on the photos, and you can edit them as well. TESCO's editor was very similar to the one found on the Boots website, but it just looked a little bit more confusing and a little bit more pro. And by pro, I mean that the tools were named in a way that it's not so intuitive to somebody who is not dealing with these things on a daily basis, and it was just a little bit harder to find your way around. However, TESCO does provide an autofill function that I couldn't find in the Boots editor, which basically puts all your photos into the photo book with one click. Aldi's editor has most of the features found in TESCO's and Boots' photo book editor, but it doesn't have such a good layout and it's not so easy to work your way around. It looks very basic, and it also doesn't have any photo editing features. The ASDA photo book editor was the worst editor I've ever seen in my life, and I rarely say this, but I will never ever use that again. It has only a few built-in templates, I think 7 or 9, and you can't change anything in the layout. So once I put a layout with 5 photos onto the page, I can't change the shape, or I can't change the size of the photo boxes, and I can't move them around. So if the photo boxes don't fit your pictures, you're basically screwed and you can't find anything to put your photos into. It's not user-friendly at all, and it was very difficult to work around in, and I was dreading every moment of it. So the one thing that's going to really stop me from using the ASDA's photo book service is their editor. So in the editing sector, TESCO is getting 4 points, ASDA is getting 1 point, Boots is getting 5 points, and Aldi is getting 3 points. Let's talk about delivery. It's a very important category as well. All 4 books were ordered on the same day with the same kind of standard service, and the TESCO and ASDA photo books, since they came from the same printing station, arrived the quickest in 6 days. Boots took more, I think it was more than 2 weeks, just above 2 weeks, and Aldi took more than 3 weeks to arrive, and I think that's really long for a small photo book. Like if I order a photo book, a small cheap photo book for a birthday, I don't want to wait 3 weeks for it. The price was TESCO £4, ASDA was £4, Aldi £3.49, and Boots £5.75, so very similar price range. TESCO is going to get 5 points, ASDA is going to get 5 points, Aldi 3 points, and Boots 4 points. Final category, pricing. So all 4 photo books are roughly the same size and same number of pages, but the price was very different. The TESCO photo book is 20 pages and it was £18. The ASDA photo book is 20 pages again, but they sold it for £12. So the same photo book from the exact same printer shop, one company sells it for £18 and the other one sells it for £12. The Aldi photo book was $11.99 for 24 pages, and the Boots photo book was $18.99 for 24 pages. So the Boots one is the most expensive, and the Aldi was the cheapest one. The Aldi works out as 50 pence per page, while TESCO works out for like 90 pence per page, so almost twice as expensive. So of course, if price is a key factor for you, you should go for Aldi or ASDA. So what's the final verdict? Let's see the full score. So according to the points I gave in every category, TESCO is going to get 33 points, ASDA is going to get 32 points, Aldi is going to get 31 points, and Boots is going to get 35 points. So based on the overall average score, Boots is the best value for money, and they offer the most options and upgrades and so on. The second one would be TESCO, the third one would be ASDA, and the worst one would be Aldi. Now, as I said it before, the final score is not something that you should base your decision on solely. And the reason why I'm saying that is because this is an average of every single category. However, one of the categories might be a lot more important to you than the other. So for example, if price is very important to you, then you should go with ASDA or Aldi. If you want to get your photo book very quickly, you should go with TESCO or ASDA because the other ones took ages to come. If you want a real photo book, so a photographic lay flat photo book, you can't really use TESCO because they don't do that. If you want the best colors and the most natural colors, I would probably go with TESCO or ASDA because the other ones were either too red or too saturated. So that's what I mean. Have a look through the categories and make sure that you check the one that's most important to you. So that's the end of my supermarket photo book comparison. I hope you found it helpful. Thank you very much. And as always, subscribe for more.